Okay, find me. Welcome to a new video. I'm Izzy and I'm taking this opportunity, this very last opportunity in Veganuary, to show you my weekly shop this week. It kind of varies from week to week depending on what meals obviously we're gonna want to cook, and this shop was a bit expensive, to be fully honest with you. But the way we do things is usually we go to the markets on a Saturday morning, get up early. Last night we only had 6 hours of sleep, but that's okay because market rituals. And yeah, we do most of our vegetable and fruit shop there, and then if we can't find something or something is ridiculously expensive, we try to get it in Coles or Woolies, which is the Australian equivalent to any sort of major brand in the US or whichever country you're in. So I'm just gonna show you what's in my bags. Obviously this is for 2 people because I'm in a very loving relationship. Let's just get right into it. Maybe I'll start with some fresh produce first, because I'm actually gonna have to fill the sink up and let them soak. Nice little tip on the side. You wanna wash your vegetables. Wash your vegetables. If you wanna wash if you wanna wash your vegetables, there we go, properly, then I recommend baking soda in like a nice cold water bath. Apparently this is supposed to get rid of like a lot of chemicals, and it makes me feel good, so that's what I'm usually doing. So I'm gonna just arrange that right now. I've still got the sink full with dishes, so I'm not really sure how this is gonna go, but we're doing it. Maybe I'll just go a bit lower because I can't see shit. Alright, so a bit of a haul. Still a bit annoyed that a few things come in plastic even though we go to the markets, but this is just something I've learned to live with now. I'd love to be this like super aesthetic, zero waste living girl with an apartment full of plants and just doing yoga all day and meditating, but reality just looks different, you know, and that's okay. First item on the list are these super cool trippy mushrooms. Anyway, these like stringy mushrooms, I have never tried them before, and my maid Grace, she had them in her Asian dishes the other day and it was looking really nice, so I thought I'll give this a go because we're gonna make Chinese noodles for 2 days this week and try out something different, you know. I've also got a few cucumbers, nice ones. I really prefer the I really prefer these small ones to the larger ones. I don't know, for some reason I feel like the big ones that you get in the supermarkets, they're a bit watery, but these ones, they've got a crunch to it and they just they're just nice. So I bought 3 of them. I'm gonna have a lot of sandwiches for lunch this week because it's easy. God, we had like an absolute nightmare with pesto pasta this last week for lunch, and we only bought like a small jar of pesto and made a whole bag of pasta. It was supposed to only be for me, and then Prezi had to eat a little bit of that, and it was just dry, and we didn't have another pesto jar, and it was just a disaster. So we're going back to sandwiches and cucumbers. Love being in that scenario. Anyway, next on the list is a bag of carrots that I usually buy in the supermarket, like at Coles or Woolies. Recently we've been shopping at Coles just because the shopping experience is just calmer than at Woolies, where we live now. Anyway, so we bought this plastic bag full of carrots just because the value was really good. Like this was like $2.50 I think for all of these carrots. So part of them are gonna go into Chinese noodles. Some of them are probably gonna snack on with some hummus, classic vegan snack, and let's see what else happens. Then we've got a few cherry tomatoes, nice and easy, just to snack on or put in your sandwich. You know the drill. Coriander, which I want to say we buy nearly every week. Really nice big bunch. Pro tip, especially when they come with like slightly rooted ends, put them in the jar with water, like so, and they will stay fresh longer. It's a promise. You don't want to like drown them completely because then they turn super mushy and bleh. But if you give them a nice little soaky on the ends, your coriander is gonna be so happy. Next on, we've got some spring onions to put in Chinese noodles, and I don't actually know what else. Oh no, there you go. Shopping list. Yeah, I feel like just for the Chinese noodles and just to have, you know, love a good spring onion. And then we've got 2 lettuce heads that we bought. Usually I wouldn't buy 2 because I think I'm the only real salad eater in this relationship, but because we're making sandwiches, both of us, for the whole week, one of these lettuce heads is probably gonna end up in the sandwiches, and I feel like I want to make a big salad or 2 maybe this week, so hence why I bought 2. I'm not gonna wash this just yet because I don't have one of these like fancy lettuce dryers. I don't know what they're called. So I'm just gonna leave them in the plastic for now, and then I'll just wash them as I go. One bag down. I've got a couple of nectarines in here too. I think they're yellow flesh, but who cares anyway. A nice round size, and they're super juicy at the minute. Summer season and all. Buy myself 5 because I'm the only one eating them once again. Numero 2. Just gotta do a bit of rearranging in the meantime. We've got 1 pineapple. Some of the stalls at the markets, they already put the top off or like chop it off or something, which is fine by me. I only bought 1. There was a great offer on 3 for $5, but I was just like, don't overdo it, Izzy, because I have been throwing out, honest talk, I have been throwing out a lot of food lately. Not a ton, but like every week there's like a little bit, either like vegetables have gone bad, or we haven't ate all of that dinner, and then it just kept stretching and stretching, and then nobody wanted to eat it. So I'm trying to better myself and literally just buy enough. I could have bought probably like 10 nectarines as well, but out of experience I know if it's just me eating them, I'm probably only gonna eat like 4 or 5. Then we've had a bit of an orange accident here. There we go, back in you go. 6 oranges, they're ginormous. For some fresh orange juice, we bought like an orange press the other day, just like a manual old metal one, and have been enjoying freshly pressed orange juice lately. So if we want to get like 4 small glasses out of this, then yeah, 6 biggish oranges would probably be the way to go, which means we can both have 2 small glasses this next week, which is fine with me. Some bananas, of course, just a normal bunch, obviously to go in smoothies or to eat with peanut butter, great snack. A couple of avocados, which gives me a bit of PTSD from picking them for so long. Technically you're meant to get this off the avocado like so it looks nicer. Like when I used to pick avocados, they always told us not to leave them on. Nerd talk over. A couple of sweet potatoes because I'm gonna be making some chili for a couple of days, and it's really aesthetically pleasing if you put some sweet potato in the oven, then kind of like half mash it a bit on your plate, then put the chili on top, and then top it with some guac, fresh lime juice, and coriander. Recipe alert. And then last on the list here are some lychees. Yum, super duper yum. If you don't know what a lychee never mind. If you don't know what a lychee looks like, they look like these bad boys, and I'm gonna actually immediately test one to see if they're any good. Very nice. Not the juiciest lychees I've ever had, but I can deal with them. Alright, so that would pretty much sum up my fresh produce. We can move on to normal stuff. I mean, these mushies are also fresh produce, but I bought them in the supermarket because they're just a bit cheaper than at the markets, so I'll buy them there because I am on a very tight budget. Some mushrooms, some digestive biscuits which are not vegan, so they're just for Presley, but yeah, she really likes them. Some chili and garlic olives. I am obsessed with them. Stocking up on some cocoa powder because we literally just ran out, and it's good for the chocolate bliss balls. If you haven't already, click on that video and get yourself a nice chocolate bliss ball recipe. Ginormous pack of instant noodles for the Chinese noodles we're going to be making. You can buy like thick, expensive noodles, but sometimes, you know, you just want to be cheap and it's delicious anyway. So other than that, we've got baked beans because this is a half UK household. Couple of beans. I love myself a good tin of beans. These are literally the same ones for the chili. And then we usually buy 3 plant milks a week. They usually last. I think we still have like 1 in the pantry from last week, because mostly they just go on tea or coffee, and then yeah, the odd time when we eat some oatmeal or something for breakfast. We usually buy like 1 almond milk and 2 soy milks. The show must go on. Oh, 1 more bag to go. Alright, let's do this. Packet of Medjool Dates. Usually I buy them loose to avoid plastic. This week I, for some reason, got drawn to the dark side. But this was a bit cheaper than the loose ones. These are $17 a kilo. Obviously it's not the whole kilo. But a little pro tip if you're budgeting is not to just look at the price this sells for, but like the price per 100 grams or the price per kilo, because that's where you can actually compare things. So the loose ones were 20 a kilo, this one was 17 a kilo, so I decided to go with these ones. Got some juice, which we usually buy every week. We just rotate like the same 3 juices. We bought some sesame seeds this week because Presley wants to try out like a Peking chicken style tofu, and she wants nice sesame seeds to top things with. So this is not things we usually buy, but this week it's been in the shopping trolley. We also stocked up on some pickles for sandwiches and just to snack on. Why am I doing this? No sudden movements, Izzy. This is not working out great for you. A big tin of chopped tomatoes, or diced tomatoes, whatever, for the chili. Big as jar of peanut butter. This is the kind of size we buy, and I want to say it usually lasts us around a month, maybe a bit less now that I'm putting it in like homemade snacks as well. So it's 99.3% roasted peanuts and then the rest sea salt. No sugar. If you want to buy peanut butter, just don't even bother with all the crap that's got sugar in it. Got a bit of maple syrup too, which we don't usually buy in an excessive amount, but once again, because we put it a lot in our snacks, we go through it a lot quicker now. Not the most cheapest way to live here, but at least it's not refined sugar, you know what I mean. And then last but not least is just a small block of tofu. Just to have, I mean, they last quite a long time in the fridge if you don't open them, and they're always good to have. So yeah, tofu is definitely something we buy basically every week. Anyway, this is my Veganuary weekly shop. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you want to have more of this in my upcoming videos. I love a good shopping haul, especially when it comes to food, and I guess I'll see you in my next video. Yeah, take care, bless, and goodbye.